Good morning. My name is Heather Lipford. I am the general chair this year, and on behalf of me and our technical papers co-chairs, Rob Richter and Michelle Mazurek, we are thrilled to welcome you to Santa Clara, California, and the 15th Symposium on Usable Privacy and Security. So we have an outstanding group of attendees. All of you, we want to thank you first for all attending. You represent 17 countries. Obviously, the United States is the majority of them, but we also have sizable groups from Germany, the UK, Japan, Canada, and South Korea. So welcome to you all. For those who have, particularly those who have traveled from very far to be here, we're very glad that you found it useful to take this trip and join us today. We're also pleased to have so many students at this conference. That's something that has been an emphasis of SOUPS for a long time, was to make sure that we had a place not only for academics, for industry, for government, but also for students. And so this year we have almost a quarter of our attendees are students. As with any conference, there is a large number of people to thank and a lot of volunteers who do all the work of putting together the program. So it might be hard to read some of those names. You can find them again in your program and on the website. But I want to thank all of the organizing committee as well as the steering committee for all the work that they did in putting together the conference. And you'll hear from several of them this morning. I also want to thank USENIX. There are a lot of USENIX staff behind the scenes making everything go smoothly, from the registration table to all of the media that you see, to making sure that slides and audio and everything is working, as well as the USENIX board. I thank you very much. And this isn't the first day of SOUPS, actually. Yesterday, we had 5 tutorials and workshops and a good amount of attendance at all of those events. So I want to thank Alyssa Redmiles and Daniel Zapata, the workshop's organizers, as well as all of the organizers who ran a tutorial or a workshop yesterday. We had over 100, I haven't seen the latest counts, but we had over 100 people registered for the different events yesterday. So for those of you who were here, I hope those were great events. Please consider submitting workshops and tutorials in future years. And if you were not able to make it, look for those again in the future. And very importantly, this conference would not be possible without the support from our generous sponsors. So I want to extend a very warm thank you to our sponsors this year: Facebook, Google, Mozilla, the Carnegie Mellon Scilab, and our media sponsor, ACMQ. In addition, we've had student grants. The sponsor of that this year was USENIX, and our diversity grant sponsor this year was Facebook. Something new this year, a new co-located event, the Privacy Engineering Practice and Respect Conference. This is its first year. This was organized by 2 people who many of you may know well, Lori Craner and Leah Kistner. That is located back more by the registration area. But we will have the opportunity to have lots of commingling throughout SOUPS. First, the SOUPS lunches. There's a bit of a change from the program. SOUPS and Pepper lunches will be in the Santa Clara Ballroom. This is, if you go back to registration and go up the stairs, it will be on the 2nd floor. The other co-located events are having their lunch out on the Terracotta Terrace. So if you pass by other people who look like they're having lunch, that's the other co-located events. But if you want to have lunch with the SOUPS and Pepper attendees, then please continue on and go up the stairs to the Santa Clara Ballroom. There's also a number of Birds of a Feather sessions. If you wish to suggest or host your own BOF, please check the board in the registration area or go to the URL, which again is listed in your program, to suggest one and then later to see what what BOFs are available. There are rooms reserved, and so it's as simple as just deciding that you want to have one, signing up, and then attending. We also have 2 happy hour events this year. There's an event tonight in the Terracotta Terrace, sponsored by the Carnegie Mellon SciLab, and that's for all of the co-located events today, so SOUPS, Pepper, and the other workshops. And Tuesday, there is a happy hour as well for all of the workshops, the co-located events, SOUPS, and USENIX, so that one will be even larger. And after tomorrow's event, there is a town hall at 7 o'clock. That's for anyone interested in attending, providing feedback to the chairs, the steering committee, as well as for us to tell you about and answer your questions about SOUPS. In addition, on the Pepper Conference, their program runs through lunchtime on Tuesday. So they are invited to attend our Tuesday afternoon session. So if suddenly the numbers in here go up a little bit, that's why. The Pepper attendees will be attending. And we have organized the program to ensure that Tuesday afternoon's content would be relevant to Pepper attendees. And a quick announcement, any student and diversity grant recipients, please meet in the registration area tomorrow morning at the morning break for a group photograph. And with that, I turn it over to continue to our paper's co-chairs this year, Rob and Michelle.
Thanks, Heather. So the main thing we do as program co-chairs is review all the papers that get submitted to SOUPS and select the best ones for presentation at the conference. And one of the first things we do in that process is to assemble the program committee, which are all the folks you see on the screen here. I'm delighted that we were able to get such a qualified program committee in the last 2 years that I've been chair, and that those people work very hard and are so dedicated to getting an excellent program together as SOUPS. So if you were on the program committee this year, could you stand? And if we could all thank those people for the hard work they put in. Thank you. We as the program chairs also want to thank all the authors who submitted papers. You'll see in a minute, we have great submission numbers this year. External reviewers, who are people who do reviews on behalf of program committee members. The University of Edinburgh and Cami Vanier, who hosted us for the PC meeting in May this year. And Heather, who does a lot of support for us in her role as general chair, and Casey and the USENIX staff, who Heather mentioned as well. They deserve a lot of thanks for this year. So this year we had 170 papers registered. This led to 118 actual submissions. You can register an abstract before submitting your final papers. That's where the discrepancy comes in there. We completed 395 paper reviews and 1,224 online discussion comments. So you can see the program committee worked very hard. Since we've been tracking online discussion comments, I don't think we've ever broken 1,000 before, so this is a pretty huge number. We've accepted 27 papers, which will be presented over the next 2 days, and this means we had a 23% acceptance rate, showing the statistics over the years of SOUPS since its inception in 2005. The thing that stands out to me on this graph, the blue bars, are the number of papers submitted each year. And you can see in the last 2 years, we've had many more submissions than we'd ever received before. So that's pretty great to see. SOUPS is really still growing in interest. And we've always maintained SOUPS as a very competitive conference. It's actually quite hard to get a paper into SOUPS. And so our acceptance rate is at 23% this year. But I think the quality of it, as you'll see, is very high. So I'll turn it over to Michelle.
Great. So just a few quick reminders for presenters. Please do talk to your session chairs in advance of your session. And then please remember to email a PDF of your slides to slides@usenix.org right after your presentation so they can go up on the website. Also this year, we are video recording all the talks. So videos of the talks will also be available on the website together with the slides and the PDFs of the papers. And here are your session chairs, so you can take a look so you know who to find if you're a presenter. So next, we're going to present our SOUPS awards. So we have a few different awards this year. We have a Distinguished Paper Award, the SOUPS Privacy Paper Award, the Carrot Award for a student who contributes to the usable security and privacy community, and also a set of Distinguished Poster Awards. So we'll start with the Distinguished Paper Award, which is a cash award provided by USENIX, and this one goes to Keepers of the Machines, examining how system administrators manage software updates for multiple machines. Frank Lee, Lisa Rogers, Aranesh Mather, Nathan Malkin, and Marshni Chetty. So, yeah, if you're here, come on up and get your award. Okay, maybe not. Yeah. All right.
Okay. The next paper award is the IAPP SOUPS Privacy Award. These papers, by the way, are papers that are selected by the program committee members as having the most merit in the case of the Distinguished Paper Award overall, and in the case of the Privacy Award for a privacy-related paper. This is a cash award sponsored by the IAPP. And this year's winner is Cooperative Privacy and Security, Learning from People with Visual Impairments and Their Allies, Jordan Hayes, Samrini Kaushik, Charlotte Emily Price, and Yang Wang. Is anyone here from that paper? Oh.
Do I take this or is
Yes.
it just for
Find you here for the gift address. Congratulations.
Okay, we're going to call up Kent next for the Carrot Award.
It's my pleasure to be able to present the John Carrot Usable Privacy and Security Student Research Award this year. I'd like to tell you a little bit about this award. The late John Carrot, he received the ACM Sig Chi Lifetime Service Award for many years and many contributions to the HCI community. His last 15 years, he was focused on usable privacy and security, and he was instrumental in helping in the formation of SOUPS. One of his trademarks was wearing Hawaiian shirts at conferences, so I've donned a Hawaiian shirt here today as part of it, just a tribute in memory of him. I didn't have the privilege to know John. I think what I hear from others, one of the things he was most known for was his keen interest in and the time he spent to mentor and help students. And this was partly driven, I think by his own, sort of underprivileged background and people who had helped him to get to where he was. And it was important to him to give back to the community. And so this is part of the importance of this award for our community. We want to recognize emerging leaders and students in their efforts to produce quality research in this field, but also have themselves helped others. So for the Carrot Student Award, the criteria we look at are the students' research in the field, their efforts to mentor others, and their community service. And so nominees send in a statement describing these contributions, their 3 best papers as students, 3 letters of support, and their CV. I want to thank the committee this year who looked at the nominations, Adrian Porter-Felt, Matt Smith, Elizabeth Stobert, Blaise and Mez. Really appreciate all their help in evaluating the nominees. We took each nominee and the committee looked at them independently and rated them on these 3 criteria. We then collected the results and had an online discussion to kind of talk about the strengths of all the nominees, and it was appreciate all the nominees this year. So it's my pleasure to announce the winner this year for the John Carrot Usable Privacy and Security Student Research Award is Tosif Ahmed from Indiana University. And as Tosef comes up, he's had an ACL injury this past, that he's getting over. I think he's having surgery this week, so really glad to see him here. His research was particularly noteworthy. The committee saw his research directed towards the visually impaired. He mentored students at Indiana, fellow PhD students and a number of undergraduates, was instrumental in having them decide to pursue their own PhD. He's really been a leader in Apu Kapadia's lab there at Indiana, and he's served on a number of impressive committees, done a lot of service in the field, so congratulations.
And next, we have our Posters Awards.
So we decided this year to do 3 poster awards, 2 for unpublished work and 1 for published work, just because we had far more unpublished work this year than we had published work. The winners were decided by you. So we had paper ballots that we handed out during the poster session yesterday, and we tabulated those votes and awarded 3 awards. We want to say thank you very much to our poster jury. We had a fantastic poster jury who did an awful lot of hard work reviewing your posters, both the paper part of it and the poster drafts that we got. We got fantastic posters this year, and we're really, really happy to make these awards. So as I said, we had both published and unpublished work, and we had at least 3 reviews for every single submission, as well as a little bit of online discussion, not quite as much in any way as the papers. And the final decisions were made by Yasmin and myself about the accept or reject for each poster. And we accepted 40 posters this year. They are going to stay up near the ballroom where it was happening yesterday until the end of the conference, so go have a look. All right, so the first Distinguished Poster Award is for one of the unpublished works, and I'm happy to award it to Cybersecurity Awareness via Gamification, Lessons from Decisions and Disruptions.
This is unexpected. Thank you.
Congratulations. The next poster is also for an unpublished work, and I'm happy to award it to Perceptions of Smart Home Privacy and Security, Responsibility, Concerns, and Mitigation. Congratulations again. And the last award is for one of our published works, and I'm happy to award it to What Was That Site Doing with My Facebook Password? Designing Password Reuse Notifications. Thank you very much.
Okay, before we move on to the program for today and tomorrow and our keynote speaker, I have a few announcements to make, actually, because I have some questions for you and some things for you to think about. So I'm happy to announce our plans for the next several years of SOUPS. We are going to continue to co-locate with USENIX Security for the next 2 years, which means that SOUPS 2020 will be in Boston. And we have elected the new papers co-chair to serve alongside with Michelle Masaryk, Joe Calandrino from the Federal Trade Commission. You can raise his hand on there. And we have also elected the new vice chair, Sonia Chasson from Carleton. Oh, she's back there. And she will serve as vice chair next year and as general chair the 2 years following. We then will be heading to Vancouver, Canada in 2021, and we're very excited about that. And then we plan to not co-locate with USENIX Security the following year, 2022, so that we can leave North America and we aim to locate somewhere in Europe. But where is now a question that we need your help with. So the steering committee will be soliciting letters of interest, looking for people who might have suggestions or might be interested in hosting SOUPS in 2022. So you can look for announcements as to what we're looking for in those letters. In the coming weeks, we'll send it out to all of the email groups posted on our website and on Facebook and social media. But particularly if you are from Europe or who have colleagues in Europe, please talk to them about where you think we should locate SOUPS that year and who might be interested in helping us to do that. We also, if you're interested in volunteering to help on any of these committees, in any future SOUPS, you can email Sonia and I at soupsgenchair@usenix.org. And I'll be sure to announce this again at the end, but I wanted to make sure that you are all thinking about it through the conference. And for example, if you are not able to attend the SOUPS Town Hall, but you have feedback to give, or you want to talk to us about something, or suggestion, or volunteer, please talk to us during the breaks in the hallways during lunch. We'd be happy to have your thoughts, your suggestions, your feedback, especially when it comes to SOUPS 2022. So with that, now let's get our program underway.